Good morning, everyone. Thank you for joining me this morning. It's a beautiful morning here in Nevada, and we had an unexpectedly heavy snowfall. The forecast said a little bit of snow, and we got more than a little. I think we got almost 3 inches, but it's melting off quickly, although I might still have to shovel the driveway. But it's a real treat to wake up to an unexpected white blanket in the yard, particularly when you know it's not the beginning of days and days of shoveling. So, best of all worlds. I am jumping right in this morning with Stitching in Action, and we have so many good ones to share today. First is Magpie and the Moon, stitched by Susan. Now, she stitched this on 32 count Cauldron, which is beautiful. I love it. And she used copper pins around the edge and then finished it with a magnet on a frame that she got from Hobby Lobby. And I couldn't love it anymore. I think it came out so perfectly. Thank you so much, Susan, for sharing that. Next up, Christmas Hippo, stitched by Julie G. I love the way she changed the color. She was properly drunk with power. Thank you, Julie. And she swapped out the reds for blues and then finished it on this beautiful fabric pouch. It came out so nicely, so thank you, Julie, for sharing that. Next up, Stitcher's Gonna Stitch. This is stitched by Julie M. I've got paper rustling here, trying to keep track of everything, but I'll keep the rustles to a minimum going forward. Stitcher's Gonna Stitch by Julie M. And she changed all the colors. I love the way it came out. It's so fresh and spring-like. And Julie M is actually, I'm going to get this right, Stray Cat Stitcher on Instagram. So I'll be sure and put her information in the notes as well, so you can see maybe other things that she's done also. Thank you, Julie. One last one. We have another Christmas Hippo. This one stitched by Rochelle. She used 18 count Aida on hers. I love it. And then she made a number of changes. I particularly love the way she used, it looks like straight stitches, to enhance the fur around the edge of the hat. I love the way that she both backstitched and added background stitching around the hippo to really set it off. And then, of course, that finishing is just so fun. So thank you, Rochelle, for sharing that. What I'm stitching, well, what I'm realizing right now is that I got all ready and forgot to grab what I'm stitching, so pardon me. Here we go. This, I haven't done any personal stitching, as is not unusual this time of year, but I do have a little model that I stitched up for market. This one is going to be the freebie that I put in the Nashville cookbook, so shops can pick up the cookbook and get a copy of this. And I put in a recipe for rosemary shortbread, which is something we really love. And so to go with it, we have rosemary squirrel. I need to put some trim on. I had initially put some on and it didn't work, so I've taken it off. So I'm probably a little ratty around the edges, but I'm going to put some new trim on. Let's get a better view. There we go. Little squirrel cutting some rosemary from the garden, as I often do myself. So that's what I've stitched. Stash Spotlight. Now, I don't usually show things that people send me. Some people are very kind and send me things because they think of me, but often it feels personal and, a gift, not something to show. But I couldn't resist this time. Rebecca Journey Smith sent me out of the blue this bag. Walk it out. And I love it so much. It's awesome. It feels like me. I mean, obviously I'd be wearing long sleeves, but the giant hat is almost exactly like the one I wear around the neighborhood. It has a greyhound and a dachshund in it. It has pigeons. I mean, this is perfect. And very often, since my husband and I both work from home, one or the other of us will just text and say, you know what, I need a break. And we'll take the dogs around for 5-10 minutes just to kind of walk out the stiffness or the mental fatigue or whatever. So thank you, Rebecca. It's a little sad because I work at home, so I don't go a lot of places. I feel like I want to go places with things in that bag just so that I can be carrying it around. So thank you again, Rebecca. All right, world around. Because of the unexpected snowfall, I thought I would do snowflakes. And probably like a lot of you, I have thought that I know some things about snowflakes, but given the history of the world around, I was fully expecting to find out that they were not true. And they are not true. Snowflakes are not all unique. There are certainly identical snowflakes. Snowflakes all have a six-sided structure and template that they use, but the path each individual snowflake takes as it falls and the conditions and obstacles it encounters means that every snowflake forms slightly differently. Again, with the caveat that sometimes they will come out the same. But even ones that fall next to each other would have a different shape because they would encounter slightly different conditions. And it really reminded me of what we see with samplers in schools, where you can see a teacher has given her students a template and multiple students have stitched essentially exactly the same design. And yet each of them has done it in a way that is very slightly different, either with what they've chosen to include or the threads that they've used, or, the parts that they clearly struggled with, or the parts that they loved and did very well. It's really interesting so that you could have all of these things following the same template and yet coming out differently. Also, I learned that snowflakes are not, in fact, white. So that's the two major things I thought I knew, that they're unique and white. They're neither. So that's the fun of it, I suppose. Snowflakes are actually transparent, apparently, and they reflect the light back through their transparent selves in the full spectrum of colors, which we perceive as being white. Let's see, what else? Approximately 1 septillion snowflakes, which is a 1 with 24 zeros after it, fall every year in the United States alone. 80% of the fresh water in the world at any given time is frozen, either as ice or snow. So very, very important, those little tiny snowflakes. Questions. I've been, for the last couple of videos, answering some questions that Sharon sent in response to the newsletter. And as always, if you have questions or that you want to send to me or you want to respond to the newsletter, send them on through. I'd love to hear from you. But I thought I'd mix it up today and ask you a question. And the one that I have is, what is the most interestingly named animal or plant in your area? Sharon had also sent me some of her local flora and fauna with really interesting names, and it made me think I would like to hear from you some of the ones that you particularly like. So maybe next video we'll get to go over some of those fun ones. Best thing. It's market. It's always market this time of year. But I do have to say I love it. I love it, and as much as it's hard work and I get stressed and insecure, I love seeing all the new designs come out. I love the feeling of the year turning and the seasons changing. That always makes me feel creative, especially in the spring when plants are coming to life, everything's starting to sort of get moving again, and it feels like I am too in a similar way. And there's so much activity. Maybe it's like the quote of the curse, may you live in interesting times, and market is always interesting times. But with that does come a lot of creativity and just fascination and hard work and stress. But yeah, that's the thing. This next week is the big push for me. Once everything gets shipped, then I get to relax a little bit and just get on the plane and arrive. So that's one of the upsides of living far away. The market binder has come out. Michelle Bendy Stitchy, who shared a room with me, knows how I love my binder. But that's pretty much what's happening for me for the next 7 to 10 days is all market prep. On that note, on to the giveaway. Since I had 4 new releases, I picked 4 winners using the word market, and you can have any one of my charts. The 4 winners are Heather Ellis, Michelle Frank, Lynn Ellis, odd coincidence, and Eileen Worthington. So all of you, if you can drop me a message, send me a note through the website or in the comments, I will reach out and get your address so that I can send you whatever chart you would like to have. Giveaway this video. Despite the snow, I'm still feeling springy, and so I thought I'd do this nice selection of Cottage garden threads in these beautiful spring colors. Aren't those so pretty? So use the word pink in your comments as creatively as you always do, and I'll draw a winner for next time to win these beautiful threads. We're going to get one more Flosstube in before I head out, and then I think I'll be still on schedule after market. So I will see you in 2 weeks. That's it for me today. We've got a little puppy video at the end. I need to go maybe shovel some snow, but I hope you have a very lovely weekend, and thank you so much for joining me today. Bye.